What's up? Welcome to another founder update. I'm going to start by saying that I'm going to start doing these on a bi-weekly basis, so 4 times a month. So every 15 days I'll do one of these because at least at this stage of the game there isn't much to speak of or to tell you guys about that is interesting, and I want to make this channel interesting. So I guess the best way I can provide value to you is not just to force myself to record a video every single week, but it's to try and record a one that's more valuable every 15 days with ideally more packed info, right? Because it's going to have info packed from 2 weeks instead of 1. And that's the goal with this, has become not just public accountability, self-accountability, but as well as give you guys, provide you guys that are watching with valuable tips based on what we're doing and the issues we're facing and all that. So yeah, now on these are going to be recorded every 15 days. Okay, so let's get started. Essentially, what's been happening lately? It's been interesting so far. The growth since December. So December sucked completely. January we're picking it up finally again. So it's good. We're just now tracking new KPIs. We're going to start tracking the number of new users on the platform, number of new users that are making purchases, which is quite important, number of sellers that are getting new purchases. So we're going to essentially be tracking a bunch of new KPIs that will allow us to, because at the end of the day, these are vanity metrics, right? At the end of the day, what matters is revenue. But these vanity metrics sometimes are good both for the psyche as well as to know that we're going in the right direction, which is something that I want to do, and we're going to do. Actually, we're going to do right now, yeah. So that's that. In terms of transforming Vetted into a more SEO tailored platform, because as of now, like I said before, we could just sell the code to someone else and they could build like a marketplace for flowers or cars or whatever, essentially, right? So our code is essentially a code for a marketplace. Right now, we've been implementing some software tools inside of the marketplace. For example, since I'm sharing my screen, I guess it's the first time I do this like this. I can even show you what we've been doing. For example, here on the campaigns, which essentially is an SEO-driven tool inside of the platform. You can evaluate how a domain is doing in their SEO efforts. Again, I don't want to go into deep into the specifics of this into this channel, because that's not really the point. But essentially, we give all this data to the users, which makes it so the platform in and of itself is more SEO tailored and driven to SEO, which is the end goal of this, right? So slow and steady, we're making all these changes to turn the platform into a more SEO tailored one, which is interesting. What else? I'm probably gonna start running some ads here very soon to expedite the growth. I've been pumping out a lot of content on YouTube on my SEO channel. We're at about, I think, 15k views a month, or between 13 to 15k a month, which is good because organic traffic converts way better than paid one. So yeah, that's been good. Every time I release a case study, every time I talk about Vetted, people are interested and people are joining and purchasing services. So that's good. I'm going to keep doing that because that's working, right? So I'm going to keep hammering down organic. And one thing I want to do this month still, or maybe the next one, is leveraging partnerships. Because one thing I found is that, and this might seem obvious, but if you know the right people, right, knowing the right people is more important than having money in your bank account. I tweeted about this. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you can. I'll leave the link below. But if you know the right people, you essentially don't need, in my opinion, from where we're at right now, having 100 good connections is more important than having $100,000 in our bank account, in my opinion. Because knowing the right people can lead you very, very far. So I'm trying to build those connections. Of course, relationships and connections are built slowly, right? You cannot just build connections just like that. And genuine connections as well. They take time to build. That's also part of the reason why I do this, why I show my face on YouTube, why I do the SEO channels, SEO content for YouTube, because by showing your face, people inevitably will trust you more, right? Because you're not afraid of putting yourself out there and showing who you are. So that's something I want to work more on, which is making more connections for the business, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to grow vetted, and that's why I want to make connections. Of course, not in a backstabbing way, right? I want to make real connections, which in turn will help me in the business. So yeah. What else? We did some revamps to how the site looks to optimize for organic search. So we're betting a lot on SEO, right? In ranking this vetted.com for SEO based keywords. So that's a good thing. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but we added back the feature where people, if they want to sell on Vetted, they have to record a video showing their face, which is good. Yeah, I promised that these would be more structured, but I didn't write a script for this one. So yeah, it is what it is. Got the office. Afonso, the developer, is staying with me for more 1 or 2 months. Then I'll have to hire another part-time person, because Afonso will always be inside the business. But I'll have to hire someone else, because Afonso, of course, got another opportunity, and of course he'll take it, because they're able to pay him much more, and I mean, he has to live, and he's interested in other stuff, right? So it only makes sense to do that. I'm just rambling a lot and saying a lot of what else do I want to talk about? Yeah, just, I guess, life. I mean, sometimes business is boring, right? Sometimes, I mean, I come into the office, I just work, and time goes by, and when you look at the clock, a week went by, and you feel like you didn't do nothing, but it turns out you did. I'm spending a lot of time, not a lot of time, but some time, more than I wanted to, in replying and doing customer support. So I'll probably be wanting to get someone to help me out with customer support in a few weeks. One thing about having pre-vetted SEO vendors on Vetted is that, from what I found, these type of people are much more professional, right? And if there's an issue, they're able to handle it themselves, and they're not disrespectful to the clients, and yeah, so that's good. Not that pre-vetted people aren't respectful, but these pre-vetted experts have a way of dealing with people which is much more professional, and they can mitigate fires whenever there's one. So that's something that's really, really interesting. And what was part of the idea of building Vetted, right? Working with professionals that know their worth, know their value, and that know how to handle a situation properly. Because, I mean, I just imagine how Fiverr is with all of these non-pre-vetted people. They must have a ton of disputes and a ton of issues. On Vetted, we had, like, so far, we haven't had any. I mean, yeah, we had like 1 or 2 disputes, which is very, very little. They were handled super professionally as well, so that's something good. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do these bi-weekly. So every 15 days, I'll do one, and that is also because I want to have time to properly record one of these more higher-end produced videos that gives people more value, because as of now, I was recording one of these founder updates a week and a value video a week as well, which is too much to focus on, because I have the business as well. I have the SEO channel. It's a lot of, I mean, I can do it, but it wouldn't be valuable enough, sorry. And I think, and based on what I've read and heard, again, I was listening to a MrBeast podcast, and he said something that's true, right? If it's better that you produce one piece of content that's very good than 10 shitty ones. Because that one piece of content that's very good will outlive you, right? It will be evergreen. Will stay on the internet forever and get views forever if it is a good piece of content. So I prefer to have more time to record high quality videos than forcing myself to record shitty videos. And yeah, that's it. I'm at the office, as you can see. Got the beanbag there, got a plant there, got my helmet from the crash I had like week ago or less. Still got my hand a bit fucked up, and funny story. The insurance from the lady that essentially caused the accident. I had no idea about this, but if the cost of the repair of the motorcycle is higher than the value of the motorcycle itself, they don't pay you for the for the whole motorcycle essentially. So it's not the value that the motorcycle is selling for in the secondary market, so on eBay or whatever. It's the value that they have in the table, right? So my motorcycle, I think it was on, not eBay, but a Portuguese marketplace, was on being sold for 6K, right? And the insurance only values my motorcycle at 4.7K. So what that means is that because the repair of the motorcycle is 5K, because the bike was trashed, we were very lucky to not get hurt or too hurt. But because the insurance is the cost of repair is 5K, and they only value the bike at 4.7K, they won't give me 5K to fix the bike. They'll only give me 4.7. So, one, I cannot fix the bike fully, and two, I cannot sell it because it's not fixed, right? It's complicated, it sucks. I'm not sure if this is just because it's in Portugal or not. I guess in the States you guys sue each other all the time. Maybe I should do that. I'm not really sure how that works. But I don't want to spend too much time on this because this takes away a lot of headspace and a lot of focus from the business, which is the main part and the main thing I want to focus on. Yeah, I'm just rambling. That's it. Thank you again so much for watching. To all the 40 people that watch these, it's quite interesting. Comment below. I mean, tell me where you're from. Tell me, I don't know, just interact with me because it's always fun to not speak to a blank canvas. But again, I'll keep on doing them even if you don't want to comment. No worries. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you in 15 days with one of these, and in a week with a more high-end produced video. Cheers.